my gosh. Hello and welcome back. Today, we have a checklist of things to do. First, let me show the parts actually. Mostly relating to righting the wrongs of previous mechanic exam. First thing we're doing is replacing this coilover stud. That'll be an adventure. The second thing we're doing, BFI Stage 2 engine mount. And the third thing I'm doing, which I don't really want to show the part for, is drilling out a broken bolt in my subframe and replacing the downpipe hanger. So, got a lot to do. And maybe a turbo V-band. I have one. I've been wanting to do it. So it depends on the time. So, let's get into some Mk7 Gti insanity. Okay, so any real mechanic would probably be dying right now to see that, but I forgot that in order to lower the front arms and the coilover out, I need this. This goes to show why it's fun being a car guy in upstate New York. Normally these collars are loose, but so yeah, all I gotta do is pop the end link bolt off. These end links, I'm not even gonna get started with that. And then once that end link bolt is popped off, I'm gonna open the hood and undo the coilover bolt. So this is the bolt we're fixing. It's not, I hate to admit it, but I've been driving this car for almost a year like this, so it'll feel great. Shout out to ORT Motorsport. They hooked it up with sending me a replacement stud. So. Not that tight. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, you can see the dirt much more. Oh no, there's so much crust. See that little guy? He's the broken one. All the rest are Chillington City, except for this little stubby homie. So basically, I hope this fits up in there. I'm gonna use it to press that out. This might prove to be a little bit more challenging than expected, but I think once I get it started, I'll have a better idea. So this is the current setup. There's a bolt in the socket, pressing on the top of the broken bolt. I'm really hoping I can squeeze this out. I think it's just gonna take some force, especially using a C-clamp. No. It has been pressed out. This C-clamp, $5 at Harbor Freight. I got this out. I have to go show my mom. She'll be proud of me. Well, have you ever seen a professional mechanic use a triple press or a triple square as a stud press and then a 17 mil with a C-clamp from Harbor Freight? Nope. That's why you should hire a business major to work on your car. 3 bolts. Coilover's back in there. I gotta just throw the sway bar link on and we will be chilling. Okay, this is the current setup. These jacks, or these ramps, pretty sturdy. This setup is just, I'm not driving on them, I just use them as like race ramps or like race ramp blocks. So now gotta just zip the skid plate off, which will be good. I haven't inspected under here in a minute. Okay, got the skid plate out. I highly recommend this plate. I've not compared it to an ECS plate, a skid plate, but this one is very stout and I've actually hit it quite a few times. I highly recommend it. It's the Evolution skid plate. Evolution Aries skid plate. But I'm trying to be organized here. I'm using the garbage can workbench, of course. So now we can access the underside so I can support the motor when we unbolt everything. A little bit nervous about this unbolting situation, just based on one thing, supporting the engine with a plastic oil pan. So I'm gonna make it very clear that the Volkswagen service manual 100% advises that you use an engine support bar, but I've read and seen multiple things that say you can just apply very light pressure with a jack on the bottom of the oil pan, just enough to kiss that the engine, and to just provide it with a little bit of support. I do not recommend you do it that way. I recommend you get an engine support bar or even an engine like hoist. But this is how I'm doing it, and this is how I've seen some other moderately respectable people do this job. Okay, so I did some research from YouTube University. It looks like the amount of support this needs is very, very little. And if the load is equally distributed like it is, I'm chilling. But I'm definitely not gonna, just gonna take my time, you know? So yeah, this is not a tutorial, just to be clear. If you couldn't tell also, so I'm going to rip this mount out. Okay, moment of truth. Trying to do this one-handed. Well, I came out very, sorry, trying to wiggle this out. Okay, woohoo. Let's do a quick look at how this mount isn't terrible, but like it's full of, is it full of liquid? But you should not, I mean, okay, if you want a comfortable ride, this is fantastic, but now that I'm making a little bit more power in this car, it feels real sloppy, and pairing this with the trans mount is gonna be fire. We are in. Yeah, like I said, you probably should replace that bolt. Yeah, mounts are in. I mean, I wouldn't be able to move it anyway, but I'm gonna lower the jack, throw the coolant ball back together, get those lines, plug in the connector, and then we will take that weight off the oil pan and see if anything explodes. This was like 5 bolts, just a little bit nerve-wracking, but I'm very excited to see how this car performs. So now it has an 034 dog bone insert, which I probably should check the torque on at some point. And then 2, it has the corresponding BFI Stage 2 engine and trans mount. So there's definitely going to be some NVH, especially combined with a stiffer set of coilovers and everything, but this car is going to be much tighter, and I'm very excited to see how it performs. So yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna toss the skid plate back up on, and then we're gonna move to the third item. And we're doing pretty good on time. It's 3, but this third item could take a minute. All right, so we're back up on the ramps. I don't really feel like showing this part, and it's probably gonna be pretty quick, but it's going to be really quick. I'm just telling myself that. But I have a broken bolt in my subframe. I think it's pretty common to break the 2 downpipe hanger bolts when installing a downpipe. We did it with Noah's car, and then I did it with my car. I think it first of all has to do with, normally like a downpipe is early in a build. So like I did that in high school. I now know better. I know like to tap things and everything, but I'm I'm just paying for it now. All right, well, the car is fully back together. I, for the most part, finished everything I wanted to. And overall, the two main things I did today were very easy, and then the last thing I did was just kind of annoying. So the car is chilling. I will record some first impressions after I drive it. Let's go. Made it back to school after getting this car back together. I have to say, I'm so glad I did these mounts. The car pulls a lot harder. Before, it was not putting the power down the same. I mean, I am on snows still, but the car rips with this mount. I did grind third really hard for some reason. I don't know if it's related to changing to the mount. So we're just gonna let that be. But no, it feels really good. It puts the power down like fantastic. The car does have more NVH. This car is, I mean, I daily drive it. I guess I'm kind of like, you know, signing up for that. Putting stage 2 mounts in a daily driver with the coils, but this car gets driven pretty hard, and I think these are perfect for the rest of the setup. Really, really are. So I'm gonna double check the torque and everything probably tomorrow or the next day, and that's really all that this requires. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any questions about the mount or the install or anything, let me know in the comments and I will get back to you. So thank you guys. Bye.